The curtain drops on a 16-game title slate. After 4 days, the finale will feature the 7A Men's Basketball Championship. Two teams who have never raised a basketball title trophy. One of them will tonight. The 2 seed out of the West, the 27-2 Mooresville Blue Devils, and the top seed from the East, the 27-3 Southern School of Energy and Sustainability Spartans. For the final time, welcome inside Lawrence Joel Coliseum. Patrick Enos, Jay Sohnhalter, and Jay, what a great capstone. Huge crowd for two teams that have never won a title. This is what it's all about. It's been a long 4 days, but we're at the finish line with one great game to go.
Yeah, this is the best way to finish. Both teams have had great seasons. Only 3 losses and 2 losses on each side. Each team making it here with big regional final victories. 2 of the best in the state. It's kind of been a collision course for these two teams throughout the season. I'm excited to watch them compete in this one. Their pace is very similar. This is going to be an up-tempo game. With this atmosphere, you can tell just what's on the line and what's at stake here with these two teams.
Such great talent on the court we're going to see today. Let's take a look at some of the players that you can count on, presented by Riddle and Riddle when justice counts.
A.J. Mormon Jr., one of the top sophomores in the state, is amazing. You're going to have a treat watching him play. As a freshman last year, he was a star in the state title game. 23 points in that ball game this season, right at 20 points per game. He is very effective getting to the hoop with his quickness. He can shoot it from the outside, and teams are forced to really slow him down, but he's got good talent that he can dish the ball off to. He's a high major college prospect in a couple of years, but keep an eye on him with his playmaking ability. And over on the other side, Nolan Erickson has had a great season, the senior, the leader for Mooresville. He can do it all. He can score, he can dish, rebounds, he's a great defender. And he's one of those guys with the ball in his hands. He's just got magic to his game, getting everybody involved. He's the catalyst leading this Mooresville offense, and everything they do, it starts with Erickson.
All right, you take a look at the bracket, the 2 seed from the West, the top seed in the East, they're here in the finals, so we know they have a lot of strengths, but where does this game turn? It's the Ingles food for thought. Low prices, love the savings.
This is a deep, talented roster for Southern. They want to get ball movement. Everybody's got to have touches and contribute, and then creating turnovers. They want to turn up the pressure. That's their strength. For Mooresville, 3-point shooting. They're a great outside shooting team. They've got to connect here tonight, and then boxing out will be huge, hitting the boards and winning in that facet of the game.
It is the finale of a 4-day bonanza of state championship basketball. The last is upon us. The crowd is on fire. It's Mooresville and Southern Durham for the 7A title. Tip-off is next.
The broadcast stream of these championship games is brought to you by Tip Top Roofing, Faith Family Roofing.
Jay, we have been here all week. The Joel is alive like it has not been the entire 16-game slate. Mooresville, for the first time ever, plays for 7A title. Southern Durham, the runner-up in 3A last year, they're back to try and take care of some unfinished business. Southern Durham in the red uniforms, Mooresville, the Blue Devils in the home white. Off we go, 7A title.
You could just see the smiles on the players' faces getting ready for this as they were getting ready to tip off. They could feel the intensity here and the goosebumps of this great crowd.
And the first jumper is missed by KT Terry of Southern Durham. Let's set this starting lineup, brought to you by Tatum and Atkinson. Injured in a car wreck, call the heavy hitters at Tatum and Atkinson. There's the starting five for the 27-2 Mooresville Blue Devils. Wilson scored 13 in the regional final. Rob Bailey, 16 off the bench. And there's the first bucket. Jordan Walton, the senior, comes through to give the Blue Devils their first ever lead in a state title game. And the starting five for the Spartans, A.J. Mormon, one of the top sophomores in the country. Averaging 19 per, put in 27 in the regional final win, knocking off 2-seed Cardinal Gibbons last week. He's number 0 in red. The kick to the corner. KT Terry, they rotate it. Here's Mormon. His first shot of the tournament is off the side of the rim. Rebound to McKinnon.
And there with the ball movement, spreading the floor, trying to give their three-point shooters an opportunity. A good look for Mormon.
Blue Devils 27-2 over the course of the year. Off the screen, the lefty three off the heel by Nolan Erickson. And a battle for the rebound. And the first foul of the game will go against Mooresville. There is Greg Motley, the all-time winningest coach at Orange High School. He took Orange to the 2014 Eastern Regional, hired in 2019 in Durham. And they're playing for a first state championship. They made the 1959 final, got beat by Sanford. They lost on this floor last year to Ben Smith by 2 points for the 3A title. And he has them right back playing for a championship today. 19 throughs, Jakari Glaspie missed his shot, rebounded by Christian Wilson of Mooresville.
And Mooresville showing that zone pressure coming over and trapping. They're trying to speed up Southern and try to get their offense out of rhythm.
Running the show, Jordan Walton, number 3. Slides it bounce to Ian Bailey. And now here is McKinnon. Hard drive, fade away from short range is good. The senior McKinnon gives the Blue Devils the first 4 of the title game.
Well, McKinnon is a stellar defensive player, but on offense, they're such a smart decision, pulling up, not getting into the teeth of the defense, going to the mid-range.
They look to trap Terry, backing up near midcourt, in trouble. Got it knocked away. It stays with the Spartans. But he was in a straitjacket at midcourt in the corner as Armand Moore has taken the Blue Devils further in the tournament than any other coach. First ever title appearance. Had to knock off the 2-time defending champs last week, North Mac. They beat him by 3 points. He was actually an assistant on that staff for about 10 years. Terry off the mark again. Offensive rebound, Hernandez. The scoop with the right hand by the bespectacled tall junior, and the Spartans are on the board.
There's an advantage there with his height down in the post area and in the paint. And a good job there getting position with the putback.
Kicked in the corner. McKinnon got a step in the reverse layup. Oh, bounces off the rim. Got his own miss. Power dribble, and the ball knocked out of bounds out of his hands. Stays with the Blue Devils.
He is such a good slasher. And getting the baseline there, getting the follow-up. Not able to connect. But here he is with his quickness, getting through, but then staying with it.
Short jumper, lips out by Wilson. Loose ball, picked up by KT Terry. And the Spartans up the floor 3 minutes into the opening quarter. The down court pass to Jeffries, dunked it home, but he took too many steps. A perfect pass, a bit low, but shuffled the feet as he elevated to the rim. NBA, that's a dunk.
Yeah.
In Winston-Salem to travel.
And one fan base likes that call, and the Spartans on the other side disagreeing. But early on in this ball game, both teams, you can still tell, still trying to get into flow here on offense.
4-2 lead for the Blue Devils. They won 17 in a row. The Spartans come in winners of 19 straight. A dive cut opposite side, blocked away by Aiden Jeffries. And here come the Spartans down the floor. KT Terry, he's missed his first couple from the perimeter. They oscillate it now to Moore. Drives in, pocket pick, steal the other way. Terrain McKinnon driving into lefty layup, gives the Blue Devils a 6-2 lead.
And Patrick, that was created from the defense of Jordan Walton getting in there, knocking the ball loose. This pressure having an effect on Southern, getting their offense going.
And another deflection out of bounds, this time by Bailey. Now to reset, we talked about Armand Moore, the head coach for the Blue Devils. When he took over this team in 2020, he took over a 4-21 squad that was an afterthought in the Charlotte metro area. Here he is 6 years later, taking his team to a first ever state title game. Three-pointer, a little long from Jeffries. And the rebound to the Blue Devils, Jordan Walton.
It's pretty impressive what they've done in a short amount of time, especially going against that tough West schedule here in the playoffs.
Boy, jigging the loose balls. It deflects right to Christian Wilson. That's partially blocked. Tipped high. Grab by the Spartans. And out they come, a 2-on-2. A.J. Mormon got his pocket pick. The ball thrown off his body. Out of bounds. What a play by Jordan Walton, number 3 for the Blue Devils. A clean strip, a save, and then he ricocheted off the body of one of the top sophomores in the country. This is already electric. 6-2 Mooresville, 3:44 left in the first. At the Joel, here's a look at some of our plugged-in fans on our Original Grills fan cam. Elevate your grill game. They don't need any prodding. All of Mooresville High School has been waiting forever and a day for this day to arrive on Saturday, March 14th of 2026. First time they've ever walked into a venue playing for a state title in men's basketball. And they're off very quickly. There's some excellent athleticism on the floor on both ends.
Yeah, I mean, it's highly intense out there. Both teams playing great defense, and you can just tell they know what is on the line here in this game.
Walton against Mormon. Crossover, takes a screen. Into the corner, Bailey launches a 3 off the heel. Rebound Wilson, tipped out of his hands, picked up by Mooresville, and it's Ian Bailey with his first buckets. 8-2 Blue Devils.
Good job following their shot. Mooresville getting off to a good start here.
A.J. Mormon harassed, missed his shot, rebound, ripped out of there by Bailey. The outlet to Walton. He has options. Erickson, the baseline drive, left it short, slipped out of his hands, and now the Spartans went around and they have numbers here. 3-on-2. Terry, Euro stepping, fouled. And free throws on the way for KT Terry.
Well, Terry's such a talented scorer, over 18 points per game, and he's part of the big three with Jeffries, Mormon, as well as him, and his length, athleticism allows him to get to the hoop virtually any time he wants there, and Mooresville just trying to close things off, but he gets to the line.
2 at the Tatum and Atkinson free throw line. If you're injured in a car wreck, call the heavy hitters at Tatum and Atkinson. First free throw booked for Terry. He averages 18 a game. Second leading scorer behind Mormon's 19. And there is Greg Motley, hired back in 2019 in Durham. They led their regional final over Cardinal Gibbons wire to wire, 1 by 10. Terry makes 1 of 2. 8-3 Mooresville. showing no butterflies in their first ever men's basketball title game. They're looking for Erickson on the perimeter. Finally finds the spot. Nolan Erickson knocks down the three. Paramount Auto three-pointer. Visit ParamountAuto.com. Through the lane, shot blocked straight down by Bailey. Here comes Erickson, weaving ahead for the Blue Devils. Bailey with the left hand high off glass, won't go. Crashing the glass as Bailey lost out of bounds. And we're going to get an overrule. And it will be Southern Durham basketball.
The hustle from the Spartans coming back there from their offensive set and just making it difficult for Mooresville to try to finish on the run.
11-3 salvo to open the game for Mooresville. Bakari Glaspie. He was part of that state runner-up squad last year along with Mormon. And here is Mormon trying to get involved. Left it short, took some contact. Good job on the defensive glass again by the Blue Devils. Bailey the board. Walton behind the back, lost the dribble. Mormon's ahead of the pack if Terry can find the basketball. 3-on-2. Terry through the lane. Got the roll.
And that's where the Spartans are at their best, when they can turn their defense into offense. Getting a turnover, they had numbers and they were able to finish.
First Mooresville turnover of the game converted into a fast break bucket by the Spartans. 11-5 Mooresville. And now back-to-back Mooresville turnovers. And some fist bumps on the Spartan sideline from Greg Motley.
Their defense is starting to get into a rhythm, doing a better job closing off the lanes to drive through and the passing lanes, just making it more difficult for the Blue Devils.
Around the perimeter, Mormon finds Glaspie. Opposite side now, Terry. Here's Mormon. Brings Walton out front. 1:10 for the quarter. Hard drive, layup will count, and a foul on Mooresville. Big take by Jakari Glaspie.
Glaspie, one of the senior leaders, using his quickness and power to force his way into the paint. And they're the focus in the finish for the and one.
Nolan Erickson called for the foul. That was a strong finish by Glaspie. 4 straight by the Spartans, plus a couple turnovers forced. They are starting to find their traction. 3-point play for the senior. Mooresville 11, Southern Durham 8. 1 minute for the opening quarter. This has been entertaining already. Jordan Walton pushes to Wilson. Backing in, draws 3 defenders, shoots over all of them, and scores. Christian Wilson, the 6'7" senior, taking on 60% of the defense.
He had 13.7 rebounds against North Meck over at Lenore-Ryan to get to this state championship game. And at 6'7", he's a good shooter and toughness on the post.
Here's Mormon, picked again by Walton. Erickson running and attacking the glass. Reverse layup, no, the tip will go in from Ian Bailey. Very well defended by the Spartans, but there again, crashed the glass was Bailey. 15-8 Mooresville.
It was really good hustle back. It was just after that missed opportunity, that extra board.
That's going to be an illegal screen. Jonathan Dillon charged his first. And that will give Mooresville the ball back with 15 seconds left in the quarter, leading by 7.
Well, Dillon trying to make a pick there, and he's a top-level football prospect playing wide receiver for Darius Robinson and the football team, and a key integral part here for the basketball squad.
And now we get back underway. Clock is ticking down. Can Mooresville grab a 9, maybe 10-point lead after 1 quarter? They look to the inside, and Wilson doubled up, trying to find a spot, makes a pass, extra pass corner. Fake Bailey, 1 second left to the rim. A little strong, it would have counted. And we're at the end of 1. High-level basketball to close out 4 days of the championships in Winston-Salem. The Mooresville Blue Devils have never played for a title. Not looking like it. They're up by 7 on Southern Durham after 1. Let's take a look at the first quarter stats, brought to you by Arthritis Knee Pain Center. Relief without surgery or opioids.
Mooresville coming out, winning on the glass. +5, Patrick, then protecting the basketball. 4 turnovers, uncharacteristic for the Spartans.
All right, points in the paint to the first quarter, 10-6 advantage for Mooresville. Ready to roll garage door points to paint. If you are ready to roll, call Raleigh's garage door experts today. 15-8 Mooresville through one 7A state title game. And in that opening quarter, as we see Christian Wilson getting the baseline, miss from short range off glass. And here come the Spartans down the floor. A little fumble in midair, deflects to Martin Ashley. And now the kick to Glassby. Looking for him on the baseline. Feeds the paint, Terry. 5 points for KT Terry. But A.J. Mormon in that opening quarter did not score. He was 0 for 3 with 3 turnovers. And he actually begins the second quarter on the bench. Baseline jumper in and out and off from Walton. Knocked away. Rolls toward midcourt. Picked up by Wilson. Bounced through traffic. Taken away. Over the top to KT Terry. Can't track it down. Out of bounds. Basketball to Mooresville.
Well, the pace hasn't slowed down here in the second quarter. These teams fighting and playing so hard. And on defense, there's Southern Durham really recovering their help defense, clamping down, making it difficult on the Blue Devils.
So here's Walton into the forward court, picked up by Ashley. Christian Wilson. They'd like to get him on the block. He's been very active on the glass. Driving in, contact made. Bailey shot stuck. Taken down by Jeffries. 2-on-3, Glassby. Jeffries, left corner 3. A little long. Weak side board. Snatched out there by Dillon. Second crack. 3-pointer all the way. Bucket from Martin Ashley. Paramount Kia Auto 3-pointer. Visit ParamountAuto.com. 2-point game. Mooresville leads 15-13.
Spartans coming back here, showing momentum on the offensive end. Good ball movement. Ashley was ready to shoot it there with his feet set.
Mooresville basketball, they're led by as many as 7. Rising from 16. High off of the back iron, missed by Bailey. The Spartans are ready to send the sophomore A.J. Mormon back onto the floor. Next dead ball, driving in, tie game. KT Terry taking over. Timeout Mooresville. 7 quick ones to begin the second quarter for Southern Durham. It's 15-all. That's just how fast it can happen.
This drive from Terry is pretty special. And here we get the 3-point make from Martin Ashley coming in. And here's Terry recognizing he could win, a little head nod to the inside, goes back outside, and he just has that tenacity that he plays with. And now to even up this score, all the momentum over on the other side.
All right, now let's talk A.J. Mormon for a moment. Didn't score. He's a super sophomore. Everybody knows about his ability and talent. Struggled a bit in the opening 8 minutes, didn't start the second. He's coming back in now. What do you think the purpose was for Greg Motley to try and get his sophomore to kind of get in his personal flow?
I think just give him a break, give him a rest, let him settle in, and normally take a break here at that same point. So let him come over to the sideline, just get a feel for the game, and come back out here and get off to a good start.
He is back on the floor, number 0. He is guarding Walton up the floor. We'll see how Mormon reacts. 6 minutes to go, first half. Fadeaway 3, Erickson is good. Nolan Erickson, second 3 of the championship. Visit ParamountAuto.com. Mooresville back on top by 3. Glassby stumbled, got the pass away, but a travel call beforehand.
That was created from Erickson getting his hand in there, dislodging the ball. As Greg Motley's seen his team come back here with a vengeance. But Mooresville finding a way there to turn up the pressure on defense.
And for Greg Motley, I mean, he is so calm on the sideline right now. Armand Moore from Mooresville, a little more fiery over there on the sideline for the Blue Devils. Different stop. Erickson again, is there another? Off the heel. High is the rebound, grabbed by the Spartans. Out of there is Mormon, here he comes. Speeds, splits the defenders, and heads to the free throw line. And a little extracurriculars there as he felt like Walton stepped over his back after he was knocked to the deck. And the sophomore got a little hot.
He took a big shot here as he goes up. knocked down.
And he thought that was a bit uncalled for.
Just, I think, competitive fire of the game. Everything's okay.
Good time now to identify our three officials. Joe Nelson is the referee. Marcus White, Kelly Hefner, our umpires. There is our referee. You don't want to mess with Joe Nelson. Want to know why? His full-time job, he's a state trooper.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to what I say.
Yeah, we do what he says. Great guy. Came over and talked with us before the game. And I really like how they're calling this game, letting the guys play. This is a huge matchup. You do not want the official to take this game out of the players' hands. They're giving them freedom. It's been physical, and they're making good calls.
Both free throws made by Mormon. As we move on from the officials, Joe wanted me to tell his parents, Debbie and Jim, who are watching the game in Stateville today, hello. Here we go. Contact there. That's going to be an offensive foul. Taken by Southern's Aiden Jeffries.
Jeffries, one of the star offensive players here, showing on defense. He'll give up his body, very unselfish. As he gets his feet set, saw the drive to the baseline and just beat Wilson to that spot.
And Erickson to the bench. That's a big loss right now for the Blue Devils. He's made 2 3-pointers. They certainly look for him on the perimeter. He's out with 2 fouls. 18-17 Mooresville. And Southern Durham can shoot for the lead. It's first to the championship game. They spread out the floor a little bit. Ashley. Now Glaspie works against Carson Shane. Here's a 3 for the lead off the heel. Rebound to Christian Wilson. Walton now will attack against Ashley. Loves to go to his left-hand defender, slips, layup hit the bottom of the rim. Mormon the other way with numbers 4 on 3. Looking, pull up leaner, yes! First field goal for the sophomore Mormon, and the first lead of the championship for Southern Durham.
He is so smooth, and they get that ball quickly up the floor. Mormon just beat everybody and then pulled up in the mid-range when he saw the defense was in the paint.
And a foul as the Blue Devil hits the deck. This will go on Southern Durham. Foul against Ashley.
Patrick, isn't this what we expected? A close ball game. We had a feeling this was going to be a tense matchup, go back and forth. It's been as advertised.
Tense since tip. 1-point lead for the Spartans. Walton picks it up tough. He needs help. Cross court, Bailey. Had a big regional final. Bailey spins, fall away, around and off. And the Spartans the rebound. Now Mormon suddenly getting involved. Lobs to the rim, but overshoots KT Terry. You can tell they've done that about 50 million times in their career.
He was raising the elevator up, but they can put on a highlight for sure.
Well, the Spartans spotted Mooresville a 7-point lead, but Southern Durham has nosed in front. 3:59 left until halftime. Spartans up 19-18. Hey folks, for the final time, a reminder and stay tuned for our last Air Experts Heating and Cooling halftime report. We'll sit down with Q Tucker, the commissioner of the NCHSAA. Have spirited highlights from this first half already and a whole lot more. Air Experts, schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. This is edge of your seat basketball right now. For us, for our crew in the production truck, for the fans right behind us. This is fun. Doesn't quite look like Armada's
The
having a lot
coaches
of
are
fun.
locked in, yeah.
He's biting his cuticles right now. Blue Devils down by a point, 19-18. 3:53 for the first half. McKinnon back on the floor for the Blue Devils. Carson Shane pitches around the perimeter. McKinnon. Well, reset, had 4 points in the opening quarter. Crossover into the paint, jump stop, and gets the soft touch. 6 for McKinnon.
Guys, he plays with power. He's got a first step and just physical toughness to his game.
Oh, and Shane intercepts the pass from Mormon. Quick outlet. Bailey stripped by Glassby down the floor.
This is what high-level basketball is on defense. This is hustle, good pass up front from Shane, and then trying to get the finish. Glassby just sprints all the way to knock it out.
Out of the corner, Shane for 3, a little short, follows his miss, gets to the front of the rim, missed it again. McKinnon stripped again, and the pass made ahead as the offensive player is falling down. A touch ahead, Jeffries. Mormon swatted straight down by McKinnon. I tell you what, no fast break buckets are going to be taken for granted tonight. We've seen 8 points taken off the board by this kind of chase.
Yeah, and the defense coming back again strong, and McKinnon, talk about his stellar defense. That's hustle, timing, body control to make that block.
Glassby hikes it over the top to Mormon. 20-19, the Blue Devils lead. Jeffries looking around. Ashley ran right through Shane, knocked him over. We played through. Glassby against Wilson. Feeds the post. Turnaround Jeffries. First points for Aiden Jeffries, their top 3-point shooter. Spartans back on top by 1.
And that's a difficult shot on the baseline, partially fading away when McKinnon's there trying to block your shot.
Shane, the lefty 3, front rim. O board by Bailey. And around the outside again it comes Wilson. They will reset with Bailey. 2:25 for the half. Bailey to Wilson, has Shane open the corner. Pass gets to him. Instead, Wilson attacks, pivots, fall away, around and off. No. Terry, the rebound for Southern Durham. Tries to get around McKinnon. Controls the dribble. Mormon, spin, quick spin, locates his teammate last moment and could not get it to Ashley. Walton the other direction, rising hard. He knows a challenge is coming. Got his miss, up again, bottom rim. And the outlet pass blocked high through the air, grabbed by the Blue Devils. Here's Walton, the reload, yes!
Wow.
Don't close your eyes, folks.
I'll tell you, these guys driving into the paint, they're either know they're going to get pushed or their shot might get blocked, but they're continuing to attack, not giving up.
Jeffries in the corner. Terry off the mark. Rebound to the Blue Devils. Walton, the look ahead to Wilson. Wilson gets the return pass and lays it in. The feed from the baseline came from Bailey. 3-point lead for the Blue Devils.
That's how you beat your shot getting blocked, is you got to have quick passes, quick release.
Oh, and Mormon got bailed out right there. He was shuffling with his shoulders, faked a couple of crossovers, defenders stuck right with him. It looked like he was about ready to lose the dribble, but the foul called against Jordan Walton. That's his second.
And that's a tough matchup with the quickness of Mormon and Walton doing everything he could to stay in front.
107 for the half. And a reminder, coming up toward the end of our game, Jay and I will have the Akim Monastipulo Law Firm play of the game. Injured, don't scream, call Akim. Dial 800, all sevens. 24-21 Mooresville. Jeffries will throw in. Walton checks out with 2 fouls for Mooresville. That's big. A.J. Mormon, 1 of 5 from the floor so far for their burgeoning superstar. It's in his hands now, and he throws it away. Terry turned his head and started running away from that sideline. Mormon commits his 7th turnover of the half, Jay.
That's 10 total turnovers, and very uncharacteristic for them. And just the defense has been great for the Blue Devils, but also the rhythm that they normally play with just hasn't been there.
Orman stays on the floor. He did have a little discussion with his coach. Shane Wilson now with 40. Mooresville leading by 3. Erickson back to the floor with a couple of fouls. The toss to McKinnon. 2 in the air. McKinnon heads to the line. Great up fake by McKinnon.
You've got shot blockers coming at you. You have to use the head fake, especially when you're a smaller player. McKinnon doing it perfectly. The head nod, waiting for them to get up in the air. Then they go up, straight up. He goes into the body. 2
free throws from the see-through construction free throw line. Your contractor choice on the OBX. And McKinnon short and left. Stay tuned. Toward the end of tonight's game, the Riddle and Riddle player of the game. Riddle and Riddle, injury lawyers, when justice counts. Right now, we have it narrowed down to about 12 guys.
There's a lot of candidates.
0 for 2, McKinnon. Rebound to the Spartans. They can hold for the final shot if they choose. Glaspie will not choose. Shot blocked. Straight down. And here come the Blue Devils. But a strip. It's Mormon. A bounce pass into the forecourt with 14 seconds. The trailer is Dillon. Rise and spins at home. The fingertip by Jonathan Dillon.
He is smooth. Star wide receiver. Here coming in, making an impact.
5 seconds left. Ball knocked loose. It's free. Terry toward the hole. Stripped, and he won't get it off at the horn. What a privilege to watch these first 16 minutes. The 7A State Basketball Championship is electric in Winston-Salem, and one single point separates Southern Durham and Mooresville. All fans to their feet as the teams head to the locker room.
You're watching the Air Experts Heating and Cooling Halftime Report. Air Experts. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com.
Well, hey there, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the state championship high school basketball games. Joining us is our longstanding partner all the way from Ingalls Markets, Miss Melissa Level. Melissa, are you loving these excellent basketball games?
I love it. What a great season it's been, and the best of the best is right here now on television.
Best of the best is right. Now let's talk about that longstanding and robust partnership between Ingalls and high school championship athletics. What all does that entail?
It's just absolutely wonderful to be able to connect with all the schools within our region. You know, we're in 6 states, and so we have Friday night lights with football, we do basketball, we have softball, even some Olympic style sports, and we go all the way up through college, and then of course some minor leagues. But we just love that high school spirit and the fun with that. A lot of those players work with us. A lot of their parents have shop at our Ingalls. So it's kind of like a big family coming to watch all of them play, right? So we love that.
We love it as well. Melissa, as always, thank you for taking the time to speak with us here today.
Thank you.
All righty. Let's get back to the game, folks.
You're watching the Air Experts Heating and Cooling Halftime Report. Air Experts. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com.
Championship week is always a special time for high school athletics in North Carolina. Joining us now is NCHSAA Commissioner Q Tucker to talk about what this event means for student athletes across the state. Commissioner Tucker, Championship week is finally here. What does this event mean for the student athletes who have worked all season to get to this stage?
All of the teams that are playing this week are regional champions. And so they enter this week as already a champion. And now they're trying to, put that cherry on the top, so to speak, and go home with a state championship.
This year's championships feature 16 games across 8 classifications for both boys and girls. What went into the decision to structure the championships this way?
A couple of years ago, the membership voted to amend our bylaws so that you could have no more than 64 schools in a classification. Now, it would have been very easy to stop at perhaps 6 classes, but at the rate we've been adding new schools, we would very quickly needed the membership to amend the bylaw again so that we could have more than 64 teams in a class, or we'd have to go ahead and have more classes. So the recommendation to our board of directors was that we go ahead and go to 8 classes, and that would give some flexibility in terms of adding new schools.
How does that expanded format create more opportunities for schools and student athletes across the state?
Because we have more schools that are getting into the playoffs than would have ever been in the playoffs, and they're able to make a deeper run. And that's exciting for those schools as well as for those communities.
For many of these athletes, this is the biggest stage they've ever played on. How does the association work with schools to prepare them for moments like this?
They needed to know, where your team will unload and how you get into the arena, what your dressing room situation will be like. Lawrence Joel Coliseum will be the largest arena they have been in for some of them. And so we just try to make sure that all the nuts and bolts are in place for the coaches to be able to share with the athletes.
When the final buzzer sounds on championship weekend, what do you hope every student athlete walks away remembering about this experience?
We want you to play hard. We want you to play to win, but we want you to do that and have fun so that you walk away and you think, we won, it was great, or we were runner-up, but it was great, and I had a great time with my teammates. For some of them, it would be the last time that they put on that high school jersey because they're seniors. So we want them to go away with those memories that will last a lifetime.
Commissioner Tucker, thanks for joining us, and congratulations to all the teams competing this week.
Thank you very much.
You're watching the Air Experts Heating and Cooling Halftime Report. Air Experts. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com.
Halftime of the 7A men's basketball championship game has Mooresville leading Southern Durham by 1, 24-23. Patrick Keenest, Jay Sohnholzer back with you from Wake Forest University. And Jay, let's get to some first half highlights. And this was exciting high-level basketball right from the jump.
We had a lot of highlights here in the first half. Early on, Tori McKinnon came out of the gates making plays. Erickson hit a couple three-pointers. And really early on, the Blue Devils were the aggressor. And Southern started to get into more of a rhythm in the second quarter, but it was just the attacking style that the Blue Devils came out of the gates with, and I was very impressed with them on the boards. But then the Spartans started to get into a groove, and their playmakers showed out and were very productive.
They got a good balance across the first half, despite the fact that A.J. Mormon, their super sophomore, probably had the worst half of basketball that he's had all year. He scored 4 points, he had 7 turnovers, no assists. The good news is they're only down by 1 as we take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Relief without surgery or opioids.
So the turnovers for the Spartans have to improve and get cleaned up, and then only -2 on the boards, but they've got a height advantage. They've got to box out And for Mooresville, coming out, shooting the ball pretty well, but they want to continue to look at their three-point shot. Erickson hit a couple, but they're a good three-point shooting team.
And out to the points in the paint, sponsored by Ready to Roll Garage Doors. It is pretty even, 16-14 for Mooresville. Ready to Roll, call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. You don't want to miss the next 16 minutes plus. Who knows how long this game goes. Second half, Mooresville, Southern Durham for the 7A title starts next. Southern Durham, Mooresville, 7A state basketball championship. This venue has been hopping since tip-off. Mooresville has never played for state title. Southern Durham has a couple of times, but the runner-up in the 3A championship last year, right on this floor. They lost by 2 to Ben L. Smith. Their other defeat came back in 1959 in the 2A title game. Jay, let's revisit your game opening keys. What's worked, what hasn't, what changes are you expecting?
Well, for Southern coming out early on, it just looked like they weren't playing at the pace that they wanted to. Things were moving too quick. The Blue Devils were the aggressor. So I think the message at the halftime break was, let's slow down. We need a big half out of you, AJ, and let you be the catalyst.
Oh, this is already a little wrinkle by the Blue Devils. They run a trap in midcourt. They force a turnover. Oh, look at the reaction by Armand Moore on the sideline from the Mooresville Blue Devils. Pump fist. That's something that this Southern Durham team has not seen all game, and it forced a turnover in the first possession of the half.
But they came out first couple possessions of the ball game showing different pressure, but they are just jumping A.J. Mormon, forcing the ball out of his hands.
And it goes to Bailey. Walton, a little step through. Couple of fouls in the first half for Jordan Walton. When he was on the floor, a difference maker with his energy and ability. 3-point lead for Mooresville.
He's impressed me with how composed he is on offense, making good decisions. Then on defense, this is a tough task guarding Mormon. He is so quick and such a good scorer, and he's been trying to lock him up.
All right, now let's watch Zero in red on how this second half starts for him. He got to the rim, spun it off the bottom of the rim, a pretty good move, but couldn't finish. And here come the Blue Devils. This is Wilson stomping through and reaching in, and a quick tie-up. KT Terry got his hands on it. Arrow will keep it with the Blue Devils.
They had numbers. It was 5-on-4. The bigs here really closing things off, putting up a wall, getting in there.
Not sure Terry really had his hands on that basketball long enough, but the jump ball called. Arrow to Blue Devils. McKinnon, 6 points in the first half. Balanced scoring for the Blue Devils. Erickson had 6. Wilson Bailey had 4. Walton had 4. This is Walton again. Off glass. Missed the 3. Wayne Enriquez the rebound. Here is Mormon down the floor. You know he wants to get involved, did he? Off the heel, no. Tipped in the air, grabbed by Jeffries. Second crack. Mormon gives it up. Glaspie. Back to Mormon. Mormon, the restart. Big mismatch. Scoops it up. Oh, this popped out there. No good. He needed it. Another offensive crack, though, for the Spartans. 3 straight on Jeffries. Off the heel. And finally, a rebound grab by the Blue Devils. And Glaspie wrestled down the Blue Devil Wilson to the deck. Mormon's close, but again, do it within the flow of the game. He's trying very hard to get involved early in this third.
He's an excellent scorer, averaging at 19 points per game. Last year in the state championship, he had 23 as a freshman. It comes naturally and easily to him. Just tonight, it hasn't started yet, but you're right. He's got to just take this game in stride.
Erickson misses a 3. There's Mormon for the rebound, and Mormon will bring it up the floor with intent. Oh, a one-handed skyscraping takeaway by Walton, but then chased down from the backside. Foul, though, on Glaspie on the hunt. Have you ever seen a play like this? Watch this. Like Velcro on his hand.
One-handed.
The only thing missing was the dunk at the other end. But a foul called on Glaspie. Walton to the line.
A good call there. He hit his wrist and that arm. But what a play from Walton.
Makes the first. I mean, I've seen a lot of things in basketball. That type of result on that type of leap, basically palming the pass with one hand and not even a bobble on the way down.
He timed it perfectly. It was close proximity.
In and out, 1 of 2 from the Tatum and Atkinson free throw line for Walton. 27-23, Mooresville. The Spartans have yet to score in the third quarter. Glaspie against the zone defense. Jeffries back in Glaspie's hands. On the floor with 2 fouls. This is KT Terry against Erickson. Mormon oscillates to the corner. It comes at the elbow. Terry retrieves his own fumble. He wants to take Erickson here. Around a screen. They switch. Dumped out pass. Blocked away by Erickson. And then retaken by the Spartans. Terry looking for help. The trailer left open. They're begging Enriquez to shoot, the Spartan fans. Mormon hesitates. Little contact. A minute has gone off the clock on this kind of possession 1-1A for the Spartans. And there's the little jumper by Enriquez.
A perfect entry pass over the top from Jeffries. Enriquez setting up and using his height to just grab that ball.
Here's Walton again. Boy, he is tough with the handle. Step back is good over Jeffries. What's not to like about the game of Jordan Walton?
He made that look easy, and he was going against Jeffries trying to block that shot, and he was not scary. He knew he had that quick release to get it off.
29-25. Terry works against McKinnon in the corner.
A fun matchup.
Across the lane. A no-look handoff, and the ball's knocked loose. A steal by the Blue Devils.
I mean, you can just see both teams thinking, Terry thinking about the move, driving in, no-look pass, and then the defense. If that ball comes down, I'm going to strip it. Nice job from Bailey.
There is Bailey for the Blue Devils. Wilson, 3-level score. Gets to the hole, misses the layup after a great spin move. Bailey saves, power dribble, he overshoots, the tip won't go, Bailey again! 4 cracks from point-blank range, and the last one finally finds the bullseye. 6-point lead for the Blue Devils, and a blocking foul. And if it's on Walton, that's his third, and it is. That's big. Jordan Walton put it on a clinic, but Jordan Walton just picked up his third foul. Mooresville up by 6, 3:36 to go in the third for the 7A title. 31-25 lead for Mooresville. And fans, I hate to say it, this is our very last Original Grills fan day. Elevate your grill game. Original Grills has been with us side by side with spatula and charcoal since
All week.
Wednesday. Jay, this is it.
Grills have been on fire since Wednesday.
We're separating after the game tonight until next March.
I don't think anybody's sitting down except for us.
I don't want to sit.
Let's stand up.
Out of the timeout, 3:36 left third quarter. Mooresville has led almost the entire game. Southern Durham had a brief lead in the second quarter. We've been teeter-tottering back and forth, but right now the lead is 6 for the Blue Devils. Southern Durham basketball. A.J. Mormon. Ashley back on the floor, number 3. Mormon has committed 8 turnovers of the 14. To the inside, and the driving baseline layup from KT Terry. He's been very impressive.
Yeah, 9 points for Terry. He's been a strong offensive player here tonight. He took the baseline, and he just felt like, hey, I've got the height advantage. Let me go all the way.
Here's Erickson. Again, Walton just picked up his 3rd foul. He is on the Mooresville bench. Wilson shut off on the baseline. Short corner, McKinnon. Bailey, tough pass to handle there. And the skip to Wilson, has that range. Ian Bailey still working out of the corner, whips it cross court, McKinnon, foul. He's on his back, he'll shoot free throws.
There's a high degree of difficulty with those passes. But they've got to be precise. Great job from Bailey, seeing McKinnon out of the corner of his eye. Then he sliced inside, goes and fades away, going into the body of Terry.
Second foul on KT Terry. And back to the Tatum and Atkinson free throw line. McKinnon 0 for 2 from the line so far today. 6 points, 4 rebounds, and makes the first of 2. A reminder, toward the end of tonight's game, we'll check out the Akeem Monestapulo Law Firm play of the game. Injured, don't scream, call Akeem. Dial 800, all 7s. 32-27. The lead is now 6 for Mooresville. First ever state title appearance. Up by 6, 2:40 left in the third quarter. Terry draws a double. Mormon on the baseline, hangs the kick out. Ashley for 3, got it. The senior Martin Ashley hammers down his second 3 off of the bench. 3-point game. Visit ParamountAuto.com after that made 3. Erickson tries to save the loose ball. 3 Spartans swarm to him. Did we get a timeout or a jump ball? I think we got a timeout, judging by the Spartan players' reaction.
Marvin Moore, as soon as Erickson got possession for a second, he was in the ear of the referee with the timeout signal.
Let's watch. There's the slip. No contact. Ball loose.
As soon as he gets it here, that's when he's calling the timeout.
And look how fast those Spartans dove to get their hands on that basketball. Timeout awarded, though, to Mooresville. They have 3 left. 33-30 is our score. At the conclusion of tonight's game, Jay and I will select the Riddle & Riddle Injury Lawyers Player of the Game, presented once again by Riddle & Riddle, when justice counts. And we'd like to thank Riddle & Riddle for being the presenting sponsor for these championships, all 16 of them since Wednesday at high noon. And by the way, I know we've had 3 different broadcast groups on the air, but basically the entire crew in the truck, all of our cameramen, all of our graphics, everybody in that group, they worked all 16 games, Jay.
Amazing work.
And they're not showing up at 11:50 before tip-off. So thank you to all of you who have dedicated 4 days of your life to make these games possible for everybody out there watching.
Great work, and they do such an amazing job. And everybody we talk with always discusses how amazing the broadcasts look, and just so fun to go and watch these games.
I'll put these state championship broadcasts up against any other state in the country. Bailey driving, almost got that one somehow to go down. Mormon the rebound, looking ahead, great angle, pass ahead, Dylan, back to Terry for the dunk. 1-point deficit facing the Spartans. Terry has 11.
Team basketball there. Quick passes left and right on the fast break there.
Qua Bailey holding. Erickson. They have to close on him. He's made a couple of threes. McKinnon, the spin, got stripped. Spartans can go for the lead here. Terry speeds ahead, down the paint, kick to Dillon. And around the top, is it Mormon's time now? There's the lead for the Spartans from A.J. Mormon, the super sophomore. Down the floor, lose the dribble, somehow Fletcher, the shot is blocked. Wilson took the shot, blocked away, but a foul going on Southern Durham. That'll go on KT Terry, his third.
A key foul, Patrick. What a play. Back and forth from the Spartans, and Terry trying to get a block, but he goes into the body of Christian Wilson.
Shooting foul, Wilson slow to get up. He's grimacing, bending over at the waist of the free throw line. There are 11 seniors on this Mooresville roster. Wilson is one of them. And the best the Blue Devils can do here is draw level. Ian Bailey checks out. Look who's back on the floor. Jordan Walton is back on the floor for the Blue Devils. And KT Terry to the bench for Southern Durham with 3 fouls.
With the 3 fouls, he was going to the crowd to get everybody up. Upset that he got number 3. He's going to have to take a break.
Tie game. 5 points for Wilson. Mooresville 34, Southern Durham 34. Glaspie working against Walton in those 3 fouls. Now Mormon will work against Walton. The switch on every perimeter screen. What a pass from the interior from Mormon, and the over-the-head layup by Dillon to put the Spartans up 2.
Yeah, that was just perfect. The execution from Mormon, and then Dillon behind his head.
Well, that finish almost went down by Qua Bailey. It's out of bounds, and last touch by Southern Durham.
Back to that play from Mormon. How was he able to get the ball inside to Dillon? And with awareness, he really just shot it backwards, knowing that shot blockers are going to come.
As rough of a game that Mormon has had, made the bucket. That was his first assist of the game, Jay, and what a big one it was. He's trying to make a difference in other statistical categories. Wilson hemmed in. Erickson leans and scores, and Mooresville has tied the game.
That has been a fun matchup with Erickson and Mormon going against each other predominantly in this game. Right now they're switching with Walton on Mormon, but those 2 guards have been really good here tonight.
Little 2-3 look by the Blue Devils here. Final 20 seconds of the third quarter. Jakari Glaspie just cradles the basketball, looks toward his bench. And the play will start with about 9 seconds to go. Here's Mormon. Kicked. Walton knocked it out of bounds. 8 seconds flat for the third.
And the defense switching up their looks at kind of mid-possession, just trying to get the Spartans off rhythm. This
really
is what they
smart play right here by Armand Moore. Walton to the bench with 3 fouls. Nothing silly here. Shane comes in. Here we go. 8 seconds left. Mormon hands it to Glaspie. Back to Mormon with 4, with 3. Shove off. Fade away from 23. Yes! He's here. A.J. Mormon has arrived. A buzzer beater at the end of the third. And it's the biggest lead of the 7A title game for Southern Durham. With the clock winding down, off balance, over 4 arms, Spartans up 3, heading to the 4th for the 7A title. 8 minutes away to a 7A title. Here are the stats presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Center through 3 quarters. Arthritis Knee Pain Center, relief without surgery or opioids.
All right, a couple things. The turnovers, huge factor. Less shots for the Spartans. 4 for 8 from the free throw line for Mooresville. So that's an area they've got to hit their free throws here. It's all going to come down to a close ball game. Who plays the cleaner fourth quarter?
Ready to roll. Garage door points in the paint. It's flipped now. Southern Durham with 24, Mooresville 20. Ready to roll. Call Raleigh's Garage Door experts today. Off we go. The final 8 minutes of regulation. This has been an absolute beauty. 39-36. Southern Durham just took the lead on a Mormon three-pointer at the horn. And another three. This one coming from Martin Ashley. 6 points over the last 25 seconds of game time, bridging the end of the third quarter. And it's a 6-point Spartan lead. Wilson unabated. Big take by Christian Wilson.
They needed a response. Strong take from Wilson. With Dillon trying to block that shot.
42-38 Spartans. Here's Ashley again. Front rim no. Erickson looks ahead. Walton's ahead of the pack. And Walton will lay it in. Once the shot went up, Walton tore down the other end of the floor and took the pass from Erickson. 42-40 Southern Durham. A.J. Mormon is beginning to look like his old self toward the end of that third quarter. Can't get around McKinnon. Jeffries over to Glassman. Terry still on the bench with 3 fouls for the Spartans. Mormon looking to the post. Glassby rotates. Ashley too long. Well, he made one to begin the third. He's missed a couple in a row. And now the Blue Devils can tie or go ahead here. Minute and a half gone by in the fourth. Wilson whips it mid-post. Bailey to the rim with the right hand. A little short and follows his own miss with one hand. A pancake lay-in by Bailey.
That left hand was held, so he just used the right strong grip there to be able to finish.
42-42, so that 6-point lead didn't last very long for the Spartans. Mormon shoves off, step back, falls, and swishes it home from 18 feet. There's the ultra talent on display for A.J. Mormon. McKinnon somehow sidesteps, can't spin it in. Wilson the offensive rebound, triangulated, and a jump ball called. Arrow to Mooresville, and Wilson and Ashley were pretzeled together for about 5 extra seconds there.
Is this not competitive? I mean, both teams laying it all out there. I mean, these teams, I'm just impressed with the level of skill they're playing with, but also how hard, and you can just see how much they want this game.
Erickson, another reply. Third three-pointer for the senior lefty of this 7A title game. 45 all. Still in the short layup missed. Offensive rebound, then thrown away. Erickson leaves right in front of it.
11 points for Erickson and that steal, and an opportunity to regain the lead on this possession.
45-45. Walton with 3 fouls around the screen. Throws back to Wilson. Locates his team at McKinnon. Baseline drive. And back now to Wilson. Sizes up Glassby. Steps, trips, and walks.
Jonathan Dillon on defense, creating the disruption.
.45 all. Coming up on 5 minutes for regulation.
1-2-2 pressure. Let's see what they fall into.
Broken by the Spartans. Now it's just going to be, well, they're switching now from 2-3 to a little matchup. The step back, jab step, fadeaway, missed by Mormon. Walton the rebound, weak side. Tie game, 4:45 for the fourth. A lot of contact there between Glassby and Walton. More contact, and finally the whistle's blown. Third on Glassby. Joe Nelson was going to let the first kind of sequence go by, but he got a little bit too handsy.
That's a good call. You want to let the players play, but you just can't be that physical out on the perimeter one-on-one.
45 all. McKinnon. Man for the Spartans. Oh, intercepted pass, tipped into the backcourt. Glassby, he'll collect behind the back. Flip now to Jeffries. Lead to the Spartans.
Anticipation from Glassby, just reading the eyes and jumping in the pass lane. That was a huge defensive play.
Spartans by 2. Bailey to Wilson. He can shoot it from here. Long arm span though by Jeffries, denied. Wilson leans in with that shoulder. Hand off, McKinnon. In and out. Loose ball underneath. Rolls to Wilson. Driving, hanging, and that one somehow came out of there. Spartans ball. Up by 2. 3:40 for the 4th.
Looks like Southern just going to spread the floor. Stay patient here with a 2-point lead. No reason to rush.
And everybody just has an opportunity to take a breath. Now Glassby hits the accelerator, banks it long. Weak side board, A.J. Moorman for the bucket. Spartans by 4.
Point guard hitting the glass on the backside. Good job just leaking in, trailing, waiting for that rebound.
Here's Walton. That's a blocking foul on Glassby. He tried to sell the hook. So that's number 4 on Glassby. It will quickly get Martin Ashley off the bench for Southern Durham. 3:13 left. A.J. Moorman has had a big second half. 10 points, a couple of threes. Are the Spartans on their way to their first title? Stay tuned. .313 left in the 4th quarter. Everybody is anxious right now. Putting their anxiety on display in different ways, though. Everybody's swaying back and forth. This has been a fun one to wrap up 4 days in Winston-Salem. Saving the best for last. It's gone back and forth here in the second half. A.J. Moorman has had a big half, 10 points. Martin Ashley off the bench made a big 3. The defense for the Spartans has been huge. And the Blue Devils, to me, they look a little bit winded with this. Again, it's not the tempo. I think it's a combined tempo, pace, and pressure of the moments. And Armand Moore trying to get his team across the finish line here. Blue Devils basketball down by 4. And a big possession. Qua Bailey back to the floor, number 5. Walton has the basketball, 3 fouls going against A.J. Moorman. And Moorman got away with a foul there. Walton probing, scoops it with the left hand, no with English. Rebound to Jeffries for the Spartans.
No reason to rush here for the Spartans. I would take your time, be methodical. Here comes the pressure.
Yeah, they run a trap out near midcourt. Looked like he traveled, he did. He wanted to get in position to call timeout, but that right plant foot just kind of skidded a bit closer to midcourt. Watch right there.
And Mooresville has brought the perfect time to bring pressure. I mean, there when you don't expect it, they just jump you.
You're right. Armand Moore has done that twice in this game. Once with the first possession out of half.
And it created 2 turnovers, and they needed to get the ball back.
They need a bucket here. Down by 4. Wilson. Toward the lane. Tough shot. Oh, this kid he's got great feel, great touch. 49-47 Spartans.
Well, pressure situations now for both teams. This is closing time. Your guys have to step up, make the most of every possession.
Oh, Moorman. Oh, how did that pass get through? But it did. has committed 9 turnovers in this game. Driving, lost the handle. Dillon gets it back, and now Mormon has it with 2:10. The lead to Southern Durham by 2. Goes against Bailey, driving, reload, yes! Flexes, A.J. Mormon now with 16 points. But more importantly, 2 minutes to go in regulation. Southern Durham leads Mooresville by 4. Quick crossover, Walton, stripped. Spartan ball, outlet, Terry to the hole, scoops it home! The lead is 6 for the Spartans, and a Mooresville timeout. And again, Jay, it's the defense for the Spartans at the other end after this finish. They've had so many strips and deflections in the paint,
well,
like this one.
They're anticipating the drive, and everybody's getting their hands in there to knock the ball loose. A strong finish from Terry. And back to Mormon's play. I don't know if I've seen a player that can go as fast as he can, but still play composed, balanced, and float in the air. He's 5'10". He's able to still finish.
And how about the medal of A.J. Mormon? He knows he didn't play anywhere near his potential that first half. Yet, Greg Motley stuck with him, confidence in his burgeoning superstar. Still has made a couple mistakes the second half, but down the stretch, big three. Got away with a pass, driving layup. He made a great assist as well, so he has found his game, his championship level game at the very last moment.
And these huge plays here, I mean, have really changed the momentum and swung to his sideline. With this game far from over. We've seen games go back and forth all week, Patrick. There's still 1:43 left, is a long time left.
The Blue Devils will have it length of the floor. What's your best play with a 5 on the floor offensively? What do you think Armand Moore wants to run?
Well, I think what you've got to do here is drive to the hoop, but instead of trying to take it all the way, kick it out. Because the double teams are coming over the triple teams. You're going to have shooters on the outside that are open. But right now, you're just not having success getting all the way to the hoop.
All right, the best three-point shooter is number 11, Nolan Erickson. He comes to pass, takes it, fires at 3, and got fouled. He got fouled on the release. The shot was pure on the way to the rim. That was close to a 4-point play. And now Erickson will shoot 3.
I think that was a wise play going for the three-point shot just because you're down 6. You've got a great three-point shooter in Erickson. The mid-range isn't working, and they go to him, and there's just contact.
I mean, that was well after the release.
That contact there.
Dillon the foul. Erickson to the line. He's made 3 3-pointers in this game. And misses the first of 3. 2 more from the See-Through Construction free throw line. See-Through Construction, your contractor choice on the OBS. Blue Devils down 6. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Southern Durham has its full complement of 5. Uh-oh. Unexpected for the Blue Devils. And a reset by Erickson. One of the 11 seniors on this roster. Mooresville 4 of 10 from the line. And he missed all 3, do you believe it? But then a steal by Bailey, and the Blue Devils have new life. They just gave it away. And here come the Spartans. A lob up front gets to Dillon, can't finish. Loose ball out of bounds to Southern Durham. .121 left. It is still a 6-point lead for the Spartans.
Trying to hit the quick 2 on the run. Dillon is not able to finish, and then the scramble for the ball as it goes out of bounds.
And checking the floor to make sure there's no wet spots there, and timeout has been taken by Southern Durham. Jogging to the sidelines of the Blue Devils. Erickson, though, a slow walk after misfiring on 3 key free throws. But a long way to go. 1:21 to play. Spartan ball up 6.
Well, you expect the Blue Devils to come out here and sell out for a turnover. They have shown pressure at different points throughout this ball game, and they've executed it perfectly, Patrick. When they've needed to get the ball back, they've somehow find a way to get that key turnover. And for Southern Durham, it's all about security. You've had a lot of turnovers in this game. It doesn't matter now. You have the lead, but you've got to protect it from this point forward.
Now for Greg Motley's Spartans, again, if you weren't with us at the outset of the broadcast, they played for the 3A championship last year. It was their first appearance in a title game since 1959. They were leading at the half by 8 points on Ben L. Smith. They got beat by 2. Most of that team has returned. A.J. Mormon was on fire last year, 23 points as a freshman in the finals. He missed a three-pointer last year that would have tied the game with 4 seconds left in that contest. And he had a rough first half, no doubt about it. But he has stepped forward along with teammates. And the Spartans, they're on the cusp of what would be their first ever state title. But we still have 1:21 to go. And it's Spartan basketball. Mooresville has yet to commit a foul in this fourth quarter. So they can be aggressive going for steals without putting the Spartans on the line for a handful of fouls. Erickson will guard the inbounds pass. It comes into Mormon. Clock rolling. Bailey is just playing straight up. Glaspie, double team, and it was knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Mooresville. Now, the question is, how long do you go looking for a steal or a bad pass or something before you start fouling if you're Mooresville?
I think you've got to start fouling pretty quick. If you don't get the turnover, you've got to foul.
Now they run Ian Bailey out. Clock winding down to a minute. KT Terry still with it. The ball poked out of his hands, but it stays with the Spartans. 1 minute exactly. Armand Moore, the head coach for Mooresville, not really giving any indication yet to his team to start fouling, but that strategy has to be coming soon. It's into Ashley. Now out to Mormon. 55 seconds left. Mormon jumps it away. They're playing keep away. Ashley dribbling out to Mormon with under 50 to go. Steps through a double team. This possession started on the out of bounds with 112. It's down to 48. It's 24 seconds. And that's the first team foul on Mooresville.
I think now you're going to see quick fouls, because you cannot afford to go for turnovers, and then if you don't get it, then continue to waste more time.
And again, that is one team foul on Mooresville. I mean, this has to be immediate. Southern Durham basketball leading by 6. I mean, they are in full control here, but we get an offensive foul on the inbounds pass charged against Dillon for a faulty screen. Plot twist.
Mooresville will have to execute here, as you see.
Watch number 2 right there. That step of the left.
But this can shift very quickly if Mooresville can find a way to get a 2 or a 3 here and put more pressure back on the Spartans.
Now, this is where you need Nolan Erickson to have his head squared on after missing 3 free throws. They need him in a moment like this. Walton to Wilson. Here he is. Erickson off the mark. Rebound tip kept alive. Wilson spins, fires a 3, short. On the deck, the Spartans have the rebound, and they get fouled.
Those are 2 good looks, and that play was set up for Erickson shooting a 3-point shot. It looked true, just a little bit off to the left. But then here you got to sell out on the offensive glass. Not a bad foul. You're going to have to do it a couple more times.
Just the second foul on the Blue Devils. That one goes on Qua Bailey. So baseline out of bounds in the backcourt for Ashley and the Spartans. 34 seconds, all that remains. It still is a 6-point lead for Southern Durham. Ashley goes short. It's in Mormon's hands, and he gets fouled. That again will be a non-shooting affair. 32.9. So just the third team foul on Mooresville. Deep into the backcourt, Mormon. Foul taken by Ian Bailey. 4th team foul on Mooresville. So that is the last non-shooting foul that Mooresville will take. 31.9 is now what's left on the clock. And now you want to get it into your best foul shooter. It's in Mormon's hands. Chased by Erickson. There's the foul just north of midcourt. And that will send A.J. Mormon to the free throw line. And Jade, there are few high school basketball players in the state who have shot more free throws than A.J. Mormon this year. Coming into tonight's game, he has attempted 222 of them. 2 more tonight, and for the sophomore, the biggest ones he's ever shot.
Pretty amazing.
How cool is he? Oh. First miss in 3 attempts. 16 points for Mormon. He is the Spartans' leading scorer. Trying to at least get this to a 3-possession game. 53-47, Southern Durham. Neither team has won a state title in men's basketball ever. Still 6. Offensive rebound poked away. Grabbed by Mooresville. Bailey will get it ahead. Wilson can't get the 3 off. Now will force it way short. Rebound to the Spartans. 16 seconds. 15 seconds. Passed on the floor. Broken up and a foul. 13.7 left. And Southern Durham on the verge. Smiles begin to crease the faces of players in red. A.J. Mormon pointing to the Mooresville fans with a finger over his lips as if to say, "You're quiet now, aren't you?" At the line, Jakari Glaspie missed that one. 3 straight misses from the line for Southern Durham. Not over yet, fellas. Big exhale by Glaspie. It is still 6. Rebound Mooresville. Up ahead Walton. Quickly to the forecourt. Pull up for 3. No. Rebound Southern Durham with 4 seconds left. And that will do it. And Southern Durham, the Spartans, are about to be handed their first men's basketball state title in school history.
And for both of these teams, is first of all, Southern's ability to fight through. It wasn't a good first half. It wasn't what they're accustomed to. They were down. They're able to battle back and then hold on to this lead. They're an impressive team, and just going against this Blue Devil squad, they came out through the first punch. They did so many good things in this game. This is just Southern's night here, but just not able to finalize it here with the free throws.
I got an idea what Greg Motley's going to show his team on the bus back to Durham tonight after the celebration. Guys, free throws win championships. But they're going to get one anyway. That one goes. 7-point game. Southern Durham lost the championship last year when they led by 8 at the break. They were trailing most of the game tonight, and the Spartans of Southern Durham have finally broken through. It's their first state basketball championship. Final score, Southern Durham 54, Mooresville 47. Greg Motley, one of the finest high school basketball coaches in the Triangle. The all-time winningest coach at Orange High before he came to Southern Durham in 2019, has taken Southern Durham to the promised land. Final score, Southern Durham 54, Mooresville 47. We're back with a trophy presentation, and Jay will chat with head coach Greg Motley. Southern Durham, the 7A state basketball champs of 2026. There's a state championship coming to the Bull City. Southern Durham, a 54-47 victory over Mooresville, first in school history. Head coach Greg Motley is with Jay.
Well, Coach, that was one of the best high school basketball games I've seen in a long time. What's your just initial thoughts about the game and how you guys prevailed?
Well, I felt like we came in, we knew they had some guys that could really shoot it well, so our focus really was to really play tough as we can on defense and make it really hard for them to score. And I thought we did a decent job with that, enough to get a win for sure.
Well, last year you guys were in this arena, lost the state championship, and I'm sure that was motivation coming into this year and heading into tonight. What did that game last year do to propel you to win tonight?
I would say just like all season last year, we just had some really close games, and we just felt like playing that kind of competition. Obviously, last year it kind of was like, okay, we know we can do this, so we just try to pull it together and get it done.
And this was a great Mooresville team, and you guys were behind early on, then had to fight through and then finish it off. But what can you say about your just resiliency and ability to fight through the adversity against another great team?
We felt like our kids came out a little not nervous but anxious, so we just tried to settle them down and just like, guys, we've been here before, right? We know we can do this, and let's go try to do it.
And A.J. Moorman really coming through there at the end. They were trying to get the ball out of his hands, but he came through, especially in the fourth quarter.
A.J. is definitely one of our guys, all right? So we know we have to let him adjust to it, which, everybody's going to give him a different look all year and stuff, but I thought he kept going until he made his moment.
And this atmosphere tonight was pretty special, and you could feel your fan support here now and throughout this ball game. What does it mean to this whole community to be a state champion and have this performance tonight?
Big time. We knew that people would come out and support it. It's the buzz around the city and stuff like that. So we just thankful, that they support us like that. And just grateful to be here.
Coach, you're a state champion. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Greg Motley. Thank you, Jay. 7-point wins, Southern Durham, state champs for the first time here in 2026. All right, let's get to our Akeem Anastapulo play of the game, brought to you by the Akeem Anastapulo Law Firm. Injured, don't scream, call Akeem. Dial 800, all sevens, and here it is. The look ahead and the bounce pass and the jam by KT Terry J. That's our play of the game.
Yeah, it was pretty special there from Terry, and the ability for the Spartans throughout this ball game to use that fast break to their advantage. And in that fourth quarter, they just found a way to close the ball game up, and they didn't give up their lead.
And there is Terry, and there is A.J. Moorman, our Riddle and Riddle player of the game. Riddle and Riddle injury lawyers when justice counts. He was able to figure it out about midway through that third quarter and a difference maker down the stretch.
He showed his special talent and his ability under pressure to make big shots there at the end of the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, he started to take over, and that's a high degree of difficulty going in there in the paint when you're 5'10". He just floated and had an impactful game.
All right, so the trophy ceremonies, the handing over of the 2026 7A state championship banner. Well, a lot of long faces, tears are being dropped on the Mooresville as they line up with their runner-up medals. Emotions are really overcoming some of their players, Christian Wilson and others. Again, as we mentioned during the broadcast, on this Mooresville team, an elite team. I mean, they were tremendous. 11 seniors, though. I've covered a lot of state championship games with you, Jay. I don't remember a team in a championship game with so many seniors. This is the end of an era of Blue Devil basketball.
It's a special group, and you can just see their emotions. And not only are they sad about this being the end and not able to win this game, but you can just tell there's more behind it. All the practices, everything they've been through together as a group. And I'll tell you what, I'm proud of both teams' performances, and I feel for Mooresville because I know how much they hurt. And then on the other side, you see the joy from the Spartans and what they were able to accomplish. But both of these teams put on a great show and should be so proud of what they did tonight.
And what we know about these two coaches, Armand Moore, the head coach for Mooresville, he will know exactly what to say and how to frame it with his team because he knows what all of these guys have meant to the Mooresville High School program, the Mooresville, North Carolina community. So as much as it hurts, and it is a deep wound right now for the Blue Devils, Armand, he will know exactly how to put a Band-Aid on that and give the larger picture, right, for what it all means and what these kids have accomplished.
So Coach Moore and Coach Motley, we saw two coaches that are outstanding teachers. They develop chemistry. They care about their players on and off the floor. And you could just see how hard they played tonight. That is taught, and these coaches are two of the best.
So Mooresville will close 27-3. It was their first ever run to a state title appearance. Congrats to them on a great season, what Armand Moore has done since he took over in 2020. We mentioned the broadcast, when he came to Mooresville, the team was 4-21 when he took over. And they have had winning seasons all but his very first year, the COVID year, and again took this program to heights never seen before. Now for Southern Durham and Greg Motley. He has turned around this Southern Durham program and become the pride of the entire Bull City as they win the 7A men's basketball championships. Again, they were winning by 8 points at halftime last year right here in Winston-Salem in the championship game of 3A. Let it slip away, lost by 2. As you asked him very eloquently, motivation, yes, but still the execution was needed, and they did so. They wrap up 20 straight wins. They got through an overtime regional semifinal win against a really good Garner team. They knocked off Cardinal Gibbons last week, the 2 seed, and they take care of business as they do make the return trip to Winston-Salem.
And I think that experience from last year, just that feeling that Mooresville is feeling right now, they use that. And I think that is a factor when you're in this game again. You want to make sure you don't feel that again and you close it out, and they found a way in the fourth quarter.
All right, so now the announcements of our most outstanding players and then the MVP. They will start with the most outstanding player for Mooresville. It's presented by the Army National Guard, and it is Nolan Erickson. Erickson 3 of 8 from three-point range, finished with 11 points, tied with Walton for the team high. Tough to smile through the disappointment.
He impressed me a lot.
He played a great game. He'd like to have a couple of shots back, some free throws back, but they wouldn't be here in this title game without him over the course of the year.
Calling plays for him, and a talented player and such a great career as a senior.
So now the most outstanding player, A.J. Mormon. 16 points, led the team in scoring. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, had 9 turnovers though in 29 minutes. I think he might be a little surprised he was the MOP and not the MVP, but tells me it's going to be KT Terry as the MVP of this championship game.
As the most valuable player in memory of the longtime and former NCHSAA Executive Director, the Charlie Adams MVP, courtesy of Morgan & Morgan for this 7A championship game is Keone Terry.
It is KT Terry, there he is. 13 points and 6 of 10. 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 steals, 1 block, only had 2 turnovers tonight. So congratulations, KT Terry. He is the MVP of the 2026 7A Men's Basketball Championship, won by his squad, Southern Durham. Well, Jay, while they pose for one more picture here, let's kind of give an evergreen thought about the last 4 days. First time we've gone to 8 different classes, 16 championships.
Well, it's fun to be a part of all these games and see so many great performances, champions here, and great atmosphere here at Wake Forest. Had so much fun with you working these games, and a great job by our whole broadcast team, our whole crew bringing it to the fans. But it's been a pleasure and just so much fun to watch these players compete at the highest level.
Yeah. All right, been a great honor to work with you. Let's take a look at our final stats presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Center. Relief without surgery or opioids. The final stats in the Southern Durham 7A Championship.
A lot of even stats here, back and forth. It was just at the end, Southern got the lead and they were able to close it out. But this was a physical ball game, and just love the intensity that both teams played with.
So a 7-point win for Southern Durham. Points in the paint, balanced as well. 32-28 edge for Southern Durham.
Everything's so close on this one.
Ready to roll garage doors, points in the paint. If you are ready to roll, call Raleigh's Garage Door Experts. today. Jay, before you leave, I just wanted to say thank you for your dedication all year long. Football season, basketball season, nobody works harder getting ready for these games than Jay. So thank you, Jay.
Back at you. It's been a pleasure working with you, and you do an amazing job, and it's so much fun being next to you and seeing you do your work and put these games to light and doing it in such an eloquent way.
All right, and to our great crew as well. And they could listen to us talk for the next hour, I believe. All right. We'd also like to take a minute to thank our great sponsors that bring you these games. Riddle & Riddle Injury Lawyers, Air Experts Heating and Cooling, Tatum & Atkinson, See-Through Construction, Ready to Roll Garage Doors, Arthritis Knee Pain Center, the Akeem Anastapulo Law Firm, Paramount Auto, Tip Top Roofing, Original Grills, and Ingles Markets. All of these sponsor partners, through their contributions to the program, make these championship games possible for all of our viewers at home. So for our entire crew, for Jay Sohnhalter, I am Patrick Keenis. Thank you for watching. As we say goodnight from Winston-Salem, let's enjoy the sights of the 16 games we witnessed the last 4 days. Good night from Wake Forest.
I grew up where the world was simple and slow, learning right from wrong, work road to road. There was never plan B, just a path I'm taking, breaking on through on the road I'm making. I knew one day I'd get my shot, so here I am to give it all I